Alrighty, we'll try another one of these here, just in case you didn't get it the first time. We want to make sure that we get these skills down pat, so we can handle those application problems. Now with this one's very similar, however, this time we are in standard form when we're graphing these inequalities. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. We can use cover-up method to help graph. So let's cover up 2y, and we're going to have 3x, so say equals 12. So we get 4 for x. So my x-intercept is right there, and then cover up 3x, and we have 2y equals 12. So y would equal 6, so we're up here at 6. And let's go ahead and connect the dots. Boom. And we know it's less than, so it's going to be on this side. There we go. Let's make that a little bit of a nicer arrow. That's a little better. Let's go with the red marker next. Once again, we can use cover-up method, so let's cover up the 7y. We have 3x equals 21, so we get x equals 7. And we'll have y equals 3. 7y equals 21. Divide by 7, we get 3. Excellent. And it's less than, once again, less than or equal to, so we're going to be on this side. Now we have x is greater than or equal to 0. So it's a vertical line going through that y-axis. So you can kind of see there. I'll draw it a little bit off so you can see where it is. And we're on the greater than side, going to the positive numbers. And lastly, we'll have our y is greater than or equal to 0. This will be a horizontal line through the x-axis, and it's greater than, so we're going up. And we can see our feasible region is right in here, where all the arrows are pointing. So I have a few points here. I'm going to circle those vertices. We have this one here, 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 and here. So we'll call this one A, this one B, this one C, and this one D. So 3 of these points are going to be pretty easy to figure out. When we start with A, I know that's at 0, 0. It's at the origin. Then we have B, well that's just at 0, 3. C is going to be a little tricky, I'll leave that one for now. And then D, I'm at 4, 0. Now we can't really tell where C is crossing. It looks like about 3 and then 1.5, but we can't tell for sure. So let's think about how we could actually solve this, how we could figure out where point C is. Well, if you remember back to our systems of equations, solving systems of equations, which we did earlier on in this chapter, the solution to the system is where the two lines intersect. So if we want to find out what x and y equal, meaning my point where they intersect, I can solve a system with the red line and the blue line, these two right here, and then I should be able to find out point C. So let's do that. Well, one nice thing about this, when I set this one up, I have 3x plus 2y, and we're just going to say equals 12. Notice how I have a 3x and a 3x. Well, I can just multiply that bottom one by -1, and I'll have negative 3x minus 7y equals negative 21, and I'm already set up to cancel out these x's. So let's do that, and I'm left with negative 5y equals, and 12 and then a negative 21 is going to give me negative 9. So for y, I get y equals 9 over 5. Now fractions are never fun to work with. Let's see what this is as a decimal. If you plug in your calculator and you find out what it is as a decimal, you'll get 1.8. And that's not a bad decimal. It's not something that we had to round, or it's not a repeating decimal. So I'm going to use 1.8 for y. Now let's go ahead and solve for x. I'm going to plug that back into one of my equations. Let's do the blue one there. And I'm going to start up here. So we have 3x plus 2 times 1.8 equals 12. So 3x plus and then 2 times 1.8 is going to give me 3.6, which equals 12. And we're going to subtract the 3.6. So we'll have 3x equals 8.4. Lastly, we'll divide. And x equals 2.8. So my last point on the graph is going to be 2.8, comma, 1.8. So a bit of a nasty point there. Most of the ones we're going to deal with are going to be integers or very nice decimals, something that's not repeating, 0.5. 0.8's not too bad, but it was a bit of a challenge when we had to bring back in solving systems of equations. At least 3 of our points were easy to find. That fourth one challenged us a bit.